Your home is your sanctuary. It's the one place you're supposed to feel safe. But what happens when, one day, a 40-foot motorhome parks 10 feet from your bathroom window, and you get the undeniable feeling that you are being watched? For a man we'll call Zach, this nightmare began one evening in October. He lived alone in a small house on a quiet residential street. Now, to picture the layout, all the houses on his block had small backyards. These yards were separated from the houses on the next street, over by a narrow, shared access alley that ran behind all the properties. When his neighbor texted him,
"You might want to look out your back window,"
he was more curious than alarmed. And there it was, an enormous aging RV. It was positioned so perfectly that its rear window looked directly into Zach's own house, just a few yards away. For a few weeks, it was just a strange, silent fixture in the dead-end alley. But soon, it became a real problem. The RV was completely blocking access for the entire block, and after several calls, it was clear the city wouldn't tow the vehicle without concrete evidence that it was abandoned or presented a hazard. To get that evidence, Zach ordered a cheap webcam off Amazon, popped it in his bathroom window, pointed at the RV, and tried his best to forget about it. About a week later, after some friends had gone home for the night, Zach remembered the camera and decided to review the footage. It's a decision he would not regret, but it would ensure that for the next 3 days, he would not sleep. The footage was horrifyingly bizarre. Every night, just after midnight, the lights inside the otherwise pitch-black RV would flick on. Within minutes, a couple of nondescript cars would arrive, and shadowy figures would emerge, unloading several very full, heavy-looking garbage bags into the motorhome. But then came the part that made his blood run cold. After the bags were loaded, these figures didn't leave. They would creep down the yard of the vacant house next door, and then into Zach's yard. They would circle his little house, shining high-powered flashlights directly into each and every one of his windows. The living room, the kitchen, and his bedroom, where his bed was located just 10 feet away. This ritual of deliveries and silent, circling patrols continued every single night until 5 a.m. Zach now knew he wasn't just living next to a weird neighbor. He was living next to a highly organized and very suspicious operation, and his sense of safety was about to be destroyed completely. Follow for part 2.